Greetings, 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 everyone. This is your Divine Soul Sister, Ashaki, coming in with a new video. And in this video, I want to speak about briefly about downloads um, and different things. So, years in the past, when I was first beginning on this journey of spirituality, I was raised religious. I was a part or member of a missionary Baptist church. And in that church, at that particular time, there was no free expression of, I'm sorry, let me move this. Free expression or during services was shunned, it was frowned upon. I vividly remember my grandmother being very open and very expressive, and she would moan and she would walk back and forth, pace back and forth in the church when she would get caught up in the spirit. She would be feeling that connection to the divine. And I remember vividly the pastor's wife touching another sister and saying, see, I don't like that kind of stuff in my church. That was hurtful to me because my grandmother was such a loving woman, and it began my rebellion, so to speak, against structured religion, even though I tried my best to be a part. But there was always a part of me that deviated from what was being presented and what was being taught and what was being felt. So, fast forward, when I began my spiritual journey, I would hear people speak about downloads. And I never really, I know what a download, we all know how to download things on our smartphones and laptops and all those things. But what's a spiritual download? I've been receiving spiritual downloads my entire life. From very early on, I always was highly intuitive and always could hear spirit clearly. But because you can get away from what is natural to you when you try to conform to what is not natural to you. So on my journey, especially as a younger person, I remember being a preteen, teenage girl, and there was so much negativity going on in my life. I lost my father right before my 14th birthday. I lost my baby brother 2 weeks later to a terminal illness. My other parent was addicted to drugs. Um, Being uprooted and taken to different places to live, dealing with just heightened levels of dysfunction. My stepfather was abusive towards my mother. She was abusive towards me, and it was just a lot, dealing with people with mental illness, and it was just so much turmoil going on. I wanted to be cookie cutter perfect. My perfectionism became an obsession to the point that I shut off the inner hearing, that inner knowing that I was born with. And my grandmother had that same knowing. I still would hear certain things because I'm clairaudient. I have clairaudience. Um, One of my gifts. Anyway, I shut that off. I didn't want to hear. I wanted to be a part of everything else. I wanted to be cookie cutter. I had this dream of going to, Howard University, and I was going to get a degree in business, and I was going to get a degree in medicine, and I was going to do all these different things. Anything to get away from my external environment, get as far away from that as I possibly could. Little did I know I was getting far away from it, because my path and my journey has taken me places and still is taking me more places, and connected me with some very influential, very um, gifted, very knowledgeable people. Very, my worldview is so bigger than it initially was. But nevertheless, spiritual download. So I digress, but it's all coming back together. Um, So I was receiving spiritual downloads as a child. I shut that hearing off. When I began to reconnect with spirit, reconnect with ancestors, and really get to the meat of who I am as an individual, the downloads began again. And during this season of Venus retrograde and the powerful portal that was open in 11/11, and that was this past Sunday, and all of these eclipses and different things, the spiritual downloads have begun again. Um, and have been over the past few years. Let me be clear. It's just that now I'm tapping more into spirit even more and maturing in my gifts, and also am discovering new gifts. So a download is when you receive information either intuitively, definitely spiritually, from higher source, higher self, spirit guides, angels, all of those benevolent beings. And typically the information is to help someone else, to answer a question, to help them gain clarity, to give some peace, shed light, and different things. Now, what do you do with the information? I received a download early this morning, probably like 3 a.m. I woke up out of my sleep. And the download, the information that I received is something that's going to make me reflect on myself and to release that individual from responsibility that is not theirs. So the information that I received is I blamed or have been blaming someone close to my one of my parents for my parents' actions when it's not her responsibility. No one forced the actions that were taken, the behaviors that were done. Nobody forced that. But sometimes we look at situations with our same child eyes, and we can't see the forest for the trees. So we have to look at it with a fresh set of mature, adult, wise eyes. I've done some living now, and I totally understand. Yes, there are people that are followers and there are people that are leaders, but you cannot blame the person that individual is following for what the individual has chosen to do with their life or to their children or whatever, what have you. Because we are adults, you're making adult decisions. Yes, I believe people can be influenced and manipulated and all of those things, but at the end of the day, your decisions, your actions belong to you. Now, I've blamed this woman for the greater part of 25 years of my life, probably longer than that. It's not her fault. And I need to release that so that I can move on. And that's the thing that you will understand and learn along the journey when you choose to really deal with life from the respect of being spirit first. Is some of your issues, you have baggage that you don't even see, you're not even aware of. You have biases that you don't even know you hold. You have resentment that you're walking around carrying that is causing other issues subconsciously. And it's affecting your life. And you have no idea that you are doing that. But when you begin to meditate, when you begin to do self reflection, when you begin to pay attention to the messages that are coming through during your dreams, when you tune in to spirit and tune out the nonsense that does not matter, that is not serving your highest good, that is not necessary, you can hear, you can see clearly, you can apply the wisdom that you have gained, you can become wise, because knowledge is nothing if it's not applied. It's useless unless it's applied. So we can, I can sit and I can teach you how to ease your mind when you meditate, how to release, how to use, become an alchemist and use your pains for your highest and greatest life ever. But all of that is useless until you start to sit and deal with the subconscious. What are you really carrying? Because that rules your life. So I'm not going to speak to this woman. I have no way of reaching her. I think I know where she lives, but I don't have any way of letting her know. And I think if I was to come at her with that, she probably, I don't have any ill will towards her, and I need to release that. So I'm going to work on
releasing and letting that go so that more downloads can come so that I can continue to grow and to help in this world. You know, some of us have come to this planet, this particular lifetime, to do a work that is much greater, but we're not going to be able to do the work for anyone. Greatest project that you will ever undertake is yourself becoming your highest, best, most, the wisest version, greatest version, best version of yourself. That is the biggest project, the most important, even beyond being a parent, even beyond anything else. Being working on yourself. So that was a huge epiphany for me. I am happy that it has come to light because that was something I was totally unaware of. And I encourage you to pay great attention to the signs and symbols that are present in your life. Pay more attention. Tune in. Pay attention to the dreams. When you wake up in the morning, just write a little note if it's something that you remember out of the dream. Because 9 times out of 10, there's a message there that you need to be wary of. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I told y'all I was going to be more consistent. And this is my greatest and best effort to be consistent. And hopefully what I am sharing, the content that I'm sharing, the information that I put out is actually helping someone. I personally feel that if I have helped one person, I've done my job. And I thank you so much for watching the video. If you are not subscribed to the video, I encourage you to hit that subscribe button, hit the little bell. I upload videos every single Thursday, sometimes Friday if my technology is not behaving like it did a couple weeks ago. Outside of that, this has been Ashaki. For more information about what I do and the work that I am involved in, you can peep my website, ashakiali.com. I'll put that website down in the description box. And until the next time, you guys take care. I'll holler at y'all next week. Peace, 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 peace.